Hello, everybody, and welcome to 48-Hour Art Check round 131, where Emily is out of focus for once. My camera is going to screw up in like 5 minutes because of me making that comment. Without further ado, we were literally just on Monday.
Yeah.
Emily, what have you gotten done since then?
I haven't accomplished much. Okay, so what happened yesterday was started writing episode 50. It was a thing that I've been building up to. And I realized I got a little insecure of like, wait, have I been clear enough that things are gonna go in this direction the whole other series? Is this point deserving of this time in the timeline? And so what I did was I stopped writing episode 50, and then I went back and I binged my own series. I went back and I read everything, and I made like some tiny tweaks, so it was good. It needed to happen anyways. I needed to go back and read everything. It was really fun, by the way, to do that and be like, oh, this episode was really difficult to write, or oh, I loved writing this episode, or like it was a boost in my confidence, because sometimes I look back and be like, what is this? Is this good? Will other people like this? But I enjoyed reading it, so that's a good thing. So yeah, I did that, and then I wrote the rest of episode 50. It was a really fun episode to write. And then that's about it. I mean, I did stuff at work. I made like some art stuff at work, but it's at work. So yeah, I learned how to take a photo. I knew how to do this in Illustrator, but it's kind of not a great way to do it in Illustrator, where you like turn something into a halftone pattern.
I remember that.
You can just do it in Photoshop really easily, and then copy and paste it into Illustrator, and then you can still use swatches to change the colors. So I'm never gonna do that in Illustrator again. But yeah, did that. Just some random stuff. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it's the weird phase where things are almost done, and so I'm doing lots of stuff I haven't needed to do yet, like rereading the whole thing and stuff like that. So yeah, that's about it. Not a lot. What about you?
Sorry, I am paying attention. I'm like pulling stuff up.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't have like stuff like to show. I was trying to find something. Not much. I was trying to figure out, because I know I've done something, and I was like trying to like bring it to recollection. Between Mondays and Wednesdays is kind of hard just because of my schedule. But I did. Oh yeah. So I've been working on finding a client for public relations stuff, and I found one, and I was talking to them for a bit today, and so it looks like I have a client for this semester, and it looks like they want me to be doing social media stuff.
Nice.
So right now I'm kind of in that like, it's homework, but it's gonna be great because I'm finding somebody that wants to use my skills type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like kind of what I've been able to work on is that, and then the stuff that we're working on tonight on the air. So challenges. Were you reading your whole series?
Yeah, like my challenges are again kind of the same as last time, in that like it's a lot of just big decisions that need to happen, and like, to be honest, like I'm having just finished episode 50. I don't think I'm within 10 episodes of finishing. I think I'm within like 5.
Oh wow.
So like every little thing is important.
And the
And
second that Emily is done, she's playing a specific game.
yeah, I'm gonna play video games afterwards, and I'm really excited. Um, man, you got me distracted. I'm so excited to play
I'm
that game.
so sorry.
I'm so excited for it. Anyways, the thing is, like, I'm wrapping up the season. There's certain like things I need to tie up, and there's certain things I need to open up. And the thing that I'm coming up with is it feels a little bit disjointed of like, we were just talking about this last episode and now we're doing this thing that's all about something else. And I don't know how that's going to be. It's making me a little bit nervous, but also just how do I transition from everything's fine-ish to actually we're in end of season territory. Where like big stuff is about to happen. So I'm trying to, that's what I was actually doing. I have like notes, like I was writing out, okay, like what needs to happen and how do I get there? And there's also lots of stuff I haven't thought about. There's a lot of like action scenes or just a lot of mental gymnastics for me of like, okay, so they're at point A, how do I get them to point B in a way that's entertaining? And like, but like, technically though, like if this was a real situation, what would they be doing so that they could actually accomplish something? That's difficult. Yeah, just, also a little bit of nerves because I get to this point where it's like, oh, is this good? Because I don't want to turn around and go. I'm not going to go back and do stuff like a ton of stuff over again. So I hope it's good at this point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. Oh, I should turn on my light. I forgot to turn it on because it gets warm. But yeah, those were my challenges. What about you?
So this is gonna be like a reoccurring challenge, so I'm just gonna like say it now and then like kind of go from there.
Okay.
Like Tuesday, I babysit, and Wednesdays I babysit, and when I'm not babysitting, I'm in class, and then
so you're busy.
Yeah, so I'm very, very busy. And then last night I was in a work meeting until
stupid 30 o'clock.
Yeah, I was very, very busy. And then this is a good challenge. But I'm being considered for a job in Atlanta starting
What?
April.
Oh.
What? You knew about this?
I forgot it was that far.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was in Pocatello.
Oh no, they're flying out to Pocatello.
But I thought that it was there. It's not. It's in Atlanta.
Hey, my husband will be here though, so I'll be back.
Okay.
Hey, and then you guys can escape the cold and just come see me, because we're gonna get a house.
I'm getting poorer.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if I can go on a vacation until I'm not poorer anymore.
I won't. The thing is that we won't have a house until like December of next year at the earliest. Anyways, I have this job. It's an amazing job opportunity. I've talked to Emily about it off the air. It's absolutely amazing. I would be dumb to pass it up, And so I have this job interview, and well, I look, like a 22-year-old.
I don't know why looking like a 22-year-old when that's your age is a problem.
That's false, actually. I look more like I'm like 19. I dress like I'm in high school.
It's okay to look young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, all you gotta do is be you. And then, like, if you want to be more professional, then you just buy more professional clothes. But you can still be you in the clothes.
You saw the outfit I bought.
Yeah. It's just you in professional clothes. It's all.
Yeah. So anyways, the point that I'm making is that I had to go buy new clothes. And I hate, this is going to sound so stupid, especially to like guys who didn't grow up with this issue, but most women hate clothes shopping because all the sizes make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
And
I've
so I
just
had to do
started
that.
leaning into it. I'm like, my butt is giant, okay?
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm not at the acceptance level, but I had to go buy like a suit, and I think I'm really happy with what I wound up with, but getting there was pretty depressing.
I know how
And
you
it
feel,
took
and it's stupid and it
2
sucks.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it took 2 hours that I was like, yeah, I'm going to go and create, and then I got this call yesterday saying, "Hey, I'm going to be in Pocatello next week. I need you to come out to Pocatello to interview with me. Like, I'm flying into Pocatello from Monday to Thursday. You have one of these days, choose it. I will make my schedule fit your interview time, but you need to choose a time," which was intimidating.
Yeah.
But again, it's amazing, and I can't believe that they happen to be in Pocatello, and I don't have to fly to Atlanta, which is what it was sounding like I might have to do. I might have to fly to Atlanta twice this
Would
semester.
they have paid for that?
They might pay for flight for the third round.
Because we flew people out for interviews, and I was just curious. If I never asked because I figured it'd be weird. If I just feel like it'd be weird to fly out and be like, yeah, I'll get this plane ticket, even though the end goal would be you giving me money.
Yeah, I mean, if they can't pay for it, I'm just gonna tell them that I can't do it.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, the thing is that the job would be in Atlanta, so I would just go visit my in-laws, you know. But I like told the guy too. I was like, when he called me, I was like, yeah, no, my goal is Atlanta. Like, threw that in there like while we were on the phone. Anyway, so he happens to be coming up to Pocatello.
It's convenient.
And it's very convenient.
It's oddly convenient.
Right? And so I don't know, it's exciting, but like it's moving faster than I thought.
It made it sound like a relationship or something.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, I mean, you hear about like, oh yeah, well, you apply for this job, and then you hear back from them in like 2 months, you know?
Yeah.
I talked to them on Thursday.
Yeah. I mean,
No, I talked to them on Friday. Today is Wednesday.
this is you're looking for a job in a time where people are having a really hard time finding candidates.
Mhm.
So they're gonna scoop up whatever they can get. Like there's a work shortage, like a worker shortage, you know. And that's not just for minimum wage type jobs. It's like it's hard to find, it's hard to hire people on across the board basically.
Yeah. And yeah. So anyways, that's just a challenge, and it's not just the clothes shopping, it's the like how much of my brain power is being devoted to I need to make sure that I'm ready for these types of questions, and I need to make sure that I'm like ready to go, and I need to like just prepping for a job interview. I feel like when you like really care about it, it takes up a lot of time and like space in your brain.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just kind of, those are my challenges. They're all good challenges, you know. They're not like, oh yeah, this bad thing. I mean, it's like yours, right? Like you're almost done.
And it's like, scary, but it's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is there's also the fear of like, if I get this, I have to move my life 3 years earlier than I thought I was going to. And I have to like leave all my friends. I know,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
that's like the scary stuff is like, oh, like I know this is good, but I'm okay at the moment. Like, you know what I mean? Like even like what I talked about last time with Tim having to go down to part-time, like it means we're finally going to leave Rexburg sooner, which is what I want. But the time in between that is harder. And that's the part that's scary because it's like, well, I'm fine now. I'm okay now. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna, whenever I do leave, it's gonna suck. But having to leave my husband here is gonna be worse.
Yeah, Tim was like, the worst possible scenario is I get an internship and you have to stay here. And I was like, that's not a scenario. So it's not a worst case scenario. I was
No,
like,
sure.
I'm not going to live alone. No.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to so he can get his associates, but
Dang.
I mean it all works, you know. It all works out. It's just
I mean, other people have done it. I just am way too emotionally attached of a human being to be like, yeah, I can live alone for the next, 3 to 6 months without the person I chose to live with.
Mhm.
No, I can't.
Yeah,
Cannot.
I get
I'll
that.
cry every night.
I get that. Sorry.
It's all good.
1 second. I hate that I have to do this. I have to respond to this really quick.
Okay.
This is actually very important. Sorry.
It's okay. For the viewers at home, my cat is in a collar now. Right there. And he's being a butt munch about it. Today, he went to the bathroom in his cat box. And then he got mess on his collar. And then he ran around the house. So, that sucked. I got mad at my cat today.
Sorry. It was just a previous conversation that was being had, and I was waiting for a response on it, and then I got a response about something. It was something to do with classes. I asked somebody if they had an expectation, and I was like, "Hey, I don't want to let down your expectations. I'm not upset. I'm just going to tell you this is my expectation, and I just don't want to let you down." And then they just responded with, "I don't know what da 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 da," and I was like, "I just want you to know." I'm just clarifying. I'm not mad. I just want you to know that this is my expectation, and I'm saying no to this thing. Anyway, I'm trying to be very straight up this semester and not take on too much stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah, you should not take on too much stuff. You've done that a few times. Like, just a few.
Just a few. And it's with somebody that always tells me, like, no, be straight up, about all this stuff.
So they're chill about it.
Yeah. Anyways, next art check. I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna drink some water.
Okay. Next art check. Here, wait. I'm gonna go change the banner. Banner change. Next art check. Oh, we've got a ton of time in between this one and the next one. So I am going to commit to writing another episode. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll be deep in the middle of writing the last 1 or 2 episodes, which would be awesome. So yeah, that'd be cool. And then if I get past that, then I probably won't get past that. But if I do, I'll be writing like the first 2 episodes of season 2 because it'll just make things easier for me.
You're gonna leave yourself on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, well, because I need to finish out the other side of the cliffhanger. Also, there's something I've been alluding to a lot, and I'm going to it will be so much easier to accurately allude to something if I've actually written it, so that way I can write it and be like, okay, so this is officially how it's happening. Let's go back and make sure that everything lines up. So I'm really sorry if I just gave something away to you, Kayla, because she's read stuff.
Dude, my goal this weekend, man, I'm not even kidding, it's my goal to
There's
catch up.
so
There's a
much for
lot
you
to
to
catch
binge.
up.
You are just a touch over halfway through everything I have written. Like 1 or 2 episodes over halfway of just what I've written, not the season.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so much for you to binge. It is like I realized when I was reading everything, I was like, Kayla doesn't know what's coming. Like, I was like, this
Emily
has happened.
Can I say the text that I got last night?
Yeah.
I'm laying in bed, and I think it was probably around like 9 o'clock, which I definitely was laying in bed. Like, Jacob brought me ice cream after I got home from work, and I laid in bed the rest of the night. Yeah, he went to Cold Stone and got me ice cream. So
Oh, that's so
I
sweet.
have the best husband in the world.
That's so sweet. Tim's done that. He loves Cold Stone, so he'll be like, I got Cold Stone, babe. Because he really is like in the... Anyways.
Yeah. No,
tell your story.
Anyway, side note, he was just really proud of me because we found out that I officially got invited to round 2 of the interview, and then I was stuck at work for 3 hours, and it was just a long emotional roller coaster of a day. And so he went and got me ice cream and just told me to lay in bed for the rest of the night. Anyways, my husband is great, and he doesn't watch this, and I like never talk about him very much on here, except for like, hey, yeah, my husband and I are doing this brand or whatever. But yes, love him very much. I just don't talk about him because I don't want to be I don't just want to be a wife. I want to be my own person.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I'm laying in bed, and I get a text from Emily, and it says, I'm writing this, and all I can think is Kayla's gonna be so mad.
I think I said Kayla's gonna kill me or something,
something like that. Here.
The only thing I could think of is, you know that Michael Scott gif where he's like,
Kayla's gonna kill me.
I was just thinking of Michael Scott doing this.
I'm gonna, and the thing is, you'll know when I'm reading it too, because you'll just wind up with voice memo after voice memo after voice memo.
I love the voice memos.
No.
But dude, like, what?
Oh, I was about to say, I'm just so stoked because I have this plan to like read it like up above me on the TV, so this way I can just be reading it and voice memoing you.
What's up? Yes. Yeah, like I was making myself frustrated at this particular character, but also like feeling for them.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, the emotional tension. Ooh. So it's just like I hadn't written like this exactly yet. And it felt really fun to do it. So yeah.
Emily also just loves getting a reaction out of me too.
Yeah, like I love that. Because you usually get the reaction I hope that I would get. I know that you're like a particularly enthusiastic reader, and so like you're excited to be reading what I'm writing, and so like I know that your reaction is probably the most positive that I could hope for, but it's still satisfying to be like, yes, she's hit the points that I wanted her to hit. Like,
yeah, I tell Emily, if anybody ever asks you to read their comic or their script or anything, what I've learned is that, especially through Emily, mainly through Emily, what I've learned is that she wants to know, oh, I think that this person is suspicious right now. And as I read it, Emily gets like 10 voice memos an episode probably of like, here's where my head's right now, and this is where I'm at. Yeah. And then, oh wait, now I'm here.
It's very helpful.
Yeah. Anyways, next art check, because I'm gonna wrap this up so we can get on to the new thing. So my client's gonna be solidified, and that's really, really exciting for me.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say this job interview will be done. It won't be. I'll tell you guys all about it in 7 days. That can be our topic.
Okay.
And then, sorry, I'm like looking at. I have 8 assignments due on Monday, so I'm trying to figure that out. I'm gonna try and read Emily's comic by then. Don't fight me if I haven't like audience members, I know Emily won't, but everybody else, don't fight me if I haven't. I'm trying. I'm genuinely trying. It just depends on how much homework I have, which she knows and she respects, and she
I
knew
do.
she was getting into when she had me be the primary reader.
When I didn't pay my beta reader. Yeah.
And then also this is going to tie into the topic, but I still think it classifies as art because we're doing it on Art Check. And it's an audio art. I have to make a podcast. And this doesn't count.
You can't just turn in the hour one that we always do. Yeah.
Dude, you have no idea how bad I just wanted to be like, we should revisit our fears.
Yeah.
So
because that's
this-
longer than a 5-minute thing.
Yeah. So today's topic is a podcast. So I graduated in April. It's official. I will be walking in April, so that's very, very exciting. Now we have to use this system called Grad Plan, and mine glitched out and told me that I have to take 123 credits to graduate. So I had to take another class, which I was actually excited about because I've been wanting to take this class because I thought it would be very interesting for me. So it's called Broadcast Performance. It's very ironic because the premise of the class is getting comfortable in front of a camera. And I stream twice a week, which comes in handy, but it's also very different because it's a studio environment versus my house talking to one of my best friends. And so it's very different. What? What?
Your best friend.
Yeah, one of my best
Your
friends.
best friend.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Emily, anyways, so today in class, I'm sitting there and he goes, okay, you guys have to make a podcast. And I just hopped on. So Emily and I have a Discord. And I hopped on the Discord. I was like, hey, I have to make a 5-minute podcast. It can be longer than 5 minutes. There's my husband. He's coming.
Do you bring
in the
ice
door.
cream?
No, he's bringing teriyaki chicken stuff so I can make dinner when we're off the air. Hello.
Hello.
I just told everybody how great you are. You missed it.
You did.
She said you did.
It's true.
It's okay. You can go watch it on my YouTube channel.
What's up, Jacob?
She says, "What's up, Jacob?"
I have belief.
Anyways, so I hopped on the Discord and I was like, Emily, I gotta make a podcast and I have a pretty busy schedule and we're already doing Art Check for an hour tonight and we don't have a topic. So, welcome to 48 Hour Art Check, a podcast that is not about art. You're being loud in the background though. I'm turning this in for an assignment.
Okay.
Sorry.
Tell him to just stand still for 5 minutes.
I'm gonna need you to stand still or go to the bedroom for 10 minutes.
Just 5 minutes. 10 minutes. That's all.
I was planning on doing that.
He said he's planning on doing that.
I'm gonna take the rest of these donuts.
Stop talking. Okay. Give me one. You can't just take the last of them. Sorry.
That's why I said so.
Ooh.
He was taking the whole bag.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
We got to share.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I've come up with a few topics. I told Emily 2 of them. We're going to kind of narrow it down from there. It's funny because I know my teacher is expecting a nerdy podcast from me because he was like, Kayla, you could interview your husband about Star Wars. And I was like, oh, just you wait. So we have a few options. We got video games because we've wanted to do a video game episode. Did we ever do a video
I'm
game
sure we
episode?
have. I think we have.
I was thinking like why we play video games or like what video games we play. Or why Emily hates Marvel. Do you hate Marvel still?
I don't hate. I have complicated feelings about Marvel, but it's on the mend, to be honest.
Mhm.
It's on the mend. Like I am developing a better relationship with Marvel's new attitude. Not before. They were punk before, and I don't.
I'm so excited for the new Spider-Man movie.
I-
Anyways, we
well,
gotta
yeah,
save
like-
this chatter. We
Okay.
gotta save this chatter for the podcast. And then I thought about revisiting like our fears episode, but specifically going into like the AI fear that I have, because I feel like there's a lot more to uncover there.
That was such a gem, though, as is. You know,
I
what
know.
I mean?
I'm afraid to touch it.
If you
do
turn
wanna
it, if you give
in.
it a sequel, then I don't know.
I can't believe. Yeah. Anyways, and then I thought about like maybe us doing like an informative episode about we're not very informative people anymore. We tried to be really informative people when we
Well, we
started
hit
out.
all the informative stuff, and then
Yeah,
we
that's
ran
true.
out.
Yeah.
This is not
but-
a question and answer podcast where we can keep giving feedback or advice or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're qualified to have a question and answer podcast, anyways.
Yeah, but I thought we could do something cool about like just art or like constantly creating, or here's what an art check is, something like that. I know you were leaning towards the Marvel one. I'm leaning towards the Marvel one as well.
Cool.
The thing is though, we have to come up with some type of intro.
An intro.
Yeah, it has to be like a legit podcast. It can be longer than 5
Okay.
minutes too, by the way. He's only going to play 5 minutes in class, but he said that he'll
Oh!
listen to the whole thing.
Okay. Cool.
So he was like, it can be 3 to 5 minutes or longer. And I was like, sir, I don't think you want longer.
Boy, are
but
we
yeah.
long-winded, but okay, sir.
Yeah. But I told him too, I was like, hey, I live stream with it. Like I made sure that this was kosher, by the way. So if anybody's like, oh, are you sure like you're turning your extracurricular in for like school points? He literally knows. I told him that I live stream with a friend Monday, Wednesday. We do a topic. I just want to turn it in as the podcast. And he was like, that's fine. So technically I'm going out of my way to make sure that this is like an entertaining thing for class. So that's a grade A student right there.
Kayla was
Kylie?
like, I don't know what happened there. Kayla was like, this has to be entertaining, by the way. And I was like, what do you mean? Like I thought in my head, I'm like, what do you mean? People listen to us.
They do, but they come to us for
But
art
they
check.
listen to us.
Yeah, there are people. It's actually probably a good thing that nobody is live with us right now. We don't really have a lot of people live with us on Wednesdays.
I definitely
Because-
forgot to even post about it. That's
you're good.
probably why.
It's a good thing that people aren't live with us right now because we couldn't acknowledge the comments. Because we can't. It's not a live stream. We have to treat this as if we're recording in a pod in a
room.
together in a
Yeah.
room. So our audio is going to be the same and everything. It's really not a big deal. He's not grading us on production quality, but
Oh, that's good.
we can't do things like read comments, anything like that. So if you're watching this back and somebody started commenting, and because you can see when people are commenting and we're not acknowledging it, this is why we can't.
love you.
We love you.
We're just
We
gonna
cannot
ignore you.
acknowledge comments. Yeah, this is like the one time where we just can't do it because we would have to stay on afterwards, do a separate live stream for us to film, turn off. It's a whole thing. We love you. We can't acknowledge it though. But I don't think anybody will hop on this late.
Yeah.
So, topic of the podcast.
I definitely thought on the sidebar that was a comment because it, for people who don't know, it shows up on the same bar and you click a different tab and it looks like the same thing. And I was like, what the crap?
No, so we need to name our podcast. This is going to be a full hour long episode, by the way.
Grapes.
Grapes.
Gripes. Not grapes. Gripes. And this episode is Gripes Marvel Edition.
Gripes Marvel Edition. That's pretty funny, actually.
Cool.
Gripes. Gripes. Okay, that's how you spell grapes.
But it's like grapes with an I. Or Grimes, like Elon Musk's wife, with a P instead of an M. By the way, Grimes' outfit at the Met Gala was gorgeous.
I feel so
anyways.
much. Dude, I don't understand the Met Gala.
People dress up. It's awesome. It's beautiful. Wonderful outfits.
It was not wonderful. Did you see the outfits? Somebody was in a morph suit.
Did you not? That was Kim Kardashian. Who cares what the Kardashians do at the Met Gala? Somebody dressed up as a horse.
Should we just do like a 2-part episode of me griping about the Met Gala?
No! The Met Gala's great!
Dude, I'm on the side of TikTok and like Instagram where everybody's making fun of the Met Gala.
I love the Met Gala.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I love looking at the outfits. I spent like a half hour. Did you not see my Instagram stories?
I did.
I went and found
them.
all my favorite outfits, downloaded pictures, and then I put them up so other people could see them. Did you not see the sword? And I don't think
Emily.
Zendaya came, but
Emily,
what?
we got to do this.
Okay. Met Gala's cool. Outfits are beautiful. Look at my phone. Look at all these outfits. Anyways, focus. I can do that.
All right, so this is called You like it?
Marvel Edition. Oh yeah.
I really just want to be like girl gripes. That's just because all of the
Girl
female
gripes.
podcasts are like ladies.
I'm a woman.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Fun fact, I also hate podcasts, but I'm doing this for school.
I love podcasts because
they are not visually stimulating at all, and I can't do it.
That's why you're doing something visual while you listen to it. Like I do it at work, but not when I'm like reading something or sending an email.
That's
when I'm making.
I'm excited for this assignment because of the way that it's structured, where I'm allowed to do it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really chill guy, by the way. Great professor, honestly, very chill. Okay. I had to think of how to do an intro because I always am just like, what's up, guys? It's our check.
Just start talking really quickly and confidently, and then that's an intro.
Okay. Once I figure out my first sentence, we're golden. And we can
do
record.
Background music. I'll be like, do.
Yeah, so I am actually going to edit something in.
Oh, so I won't do that then.
Do you want to?
I was going to be like, do. But I would run out if it's too long. If you go past 10 seconds, I will not know what to do anymore.
What if I'm just like, hey everybody, and welcome back to Gripes. This episode is the Marvel edition. And then you stop, and then I'm like, so I actually am a huge Marvel fan. And Emily has quite a controversial view on Marvel. And then we just go from there.
I can't do it.
No. So right after I say Marvel edition, you stop.
I'm too embarrassed now. I want to make a fool of myself.
No.
Okay, I'll do it.
It's only going to be played in front of my class.
I know. They don't know who I am. It doesn't matter.
You're not even on campus anymore.
Ooh. Okay.
I caught the fly. I just let it go on accident. But I caught the fly, and that's what's important. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
I only have one shot at this, don't I?
We only got one shot. Do not miss your chance. Okay, anyways. I'll cue you in. Okay? I'll start.
How are you gonna cue me in?
I'll start going beep-a-doo-doo, and that's how you know to come in. Because the music's got to start a touch before you come in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. So just point. Okay?
I got the gigglies. I can't do it. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna look at you. It makes it worse. Okay.
Does that help?
helps. I don't know why, but that does. Okay, ready?
Can I turn it off after my intro? After you're done singing?
Yeah. After
So
I'm
you're
done
gonna
singing.
stop singing after addition, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually forgot when I was supposed to stop singing. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Do 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 boo boo boo. Do, do,
Hello,
do,
everybody,
do,
and welcome
do,
to
do.
Gripes
Do,
Marvel
do,
Edition.
boop do.
So I actually am a huge Marvel fan, and with me today I have somebody who has quite a controversial view on Marvel itself. Emily,
What's
welcome
up?
to the podcast.
Thanks.
So what do you think about Marvel? Because you and I have gotten into some conversations about it a couple of times.
Okay. So, as I was explaining earlier, it's on the mend. Okay?
It's on the mend.
It's on the mend. I'm feeling a little bit better. Marvel's making better movies recently. But like there was a huge patch where it was all the same movie. Do you know what I mean?
No, because you're hurting me.
It was Okay, I will explain this. So
Yeah.
I was watching Doctor Strange in the theaters. So like the best possible, experience to be watching Doctor Strange, right?
Mhm.
And the part where he's in this time loop and he keeps going around, you know what I'm talking about?
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Yeah, that whole thing. Like that happens like 2 or 3 times, and then the smile has been wiped from my face, and I go, "Wow, this is every Marvel movie." It's just the same thing over and over again. It's all just this action movie where there's an origin story, and then I don't know, it's like the same layout. I don't know how to describe it. It's like the exact same format for like a ton of the like Avengers own movies, not the Avenger movies, because those ones are good and they get better progressively. But like for individual, like if we're talking like I'm gonna watch an Iron Man movie, I'm gonna watch a Thor movie, like they just feel like the exact same thing over and over again.
I would like to discuss some irony here, though.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man!
And out of all of the Marvel heroes, whose movie has been redone the most?
That's different, though, okay? Because Spider-Man is adorable and fun and quirky, and that's very different than like, hello, I'm a buff superhero who like is going to beat up some dudes, some buildings are going to explode, and then I'm going to save the day. It's like, I'm a high schooler nerd. Sometimes I'm a photographer. Sometimes it's a little bit different because it depends on what age Peter Parker is, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more fun. It's not as like, this is just a basic superhero. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And every time they redo it, it's a little bit different. Because Spider-Man's got variety to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which Marvel hero has the least variety to you?
I don't know.
Which one is the most... Okay, is Doctor Strange like the peak repetitiveness for you? Like that's when you realized?
That was just where I had the epiphany.
Okay.
That's when I had the epiphany, and I realized, like, because I wasn't like, I was excited to see it because everybody liked it, and I thought it'd be cool, and I thought the visual effects were going to be cool, but I wasn't excited necessarily for the story. And like, when you get in there, you're like, oh, this is just like the other ones. It's when this is the same for like, I'm like, get off a tangent and then quickly get off of it. I promise. This is like Frozen and Tangled, where they go, wow, this movie is just as good as Tangled. You get to the movie theater and it's not Tangled. It's not as good as Tangled. But now you've compared it to that and you're like, I can't unsee this. It's not that great. You know what I mean?
But then it gets hyped.
Yeah, and it's hyped. It's hyped. So that's what I feel like a lot of Marvel movies are like, it was hyped. But I'm going to say that like Spider-Verse was great, Black Panther was great, Captain Marvel was like, it wasn't great, but it was good. And
I
then
can't believe
I know
that
you
that's
hate
like
it.
your standard for Marvel.
I know
Oh
you
my
hate
gosh.
it.
That
But
movie
like
is
that one's
awful.
good. And then like since then they've been all right. Ragnarok was like, it was visually much better than other ones, but like it was okay.
Mhm.
And then I know that a lot of people really like Ragnarok. It's funny. I get that.
I have a sentimental reason for liking Ragnarok, but
Hela's like really cool looking and legit, and I don't know. There's like, it's got its merits. I probably need to watch it again anyways. It wasn't like, it was slightly hyped if you ask me. But
I saw it before the hype, so I got you.
yeah.
I think Captain Marvel was overhyped.
It was slightly overhyped, and so I'm only gonna say it's good, but it's not like, oh yeah, that's a good one. You know what I mean?
Well, you know that they gender bent Captain Marvel, right?
I think
Is
you've
that what it's
talked
called,
about
gender
this.
bend?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of into gender bent stuff, but I didn't like exactly know that.
Yeah, so the issue
So that
a
wouldn't be
lot
a
of
turn off for me. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you're like, oh, cool, female one instead, heck yeah, let's watch that.
Yeah, well, and that's the funny thing is that everybody was still really hyped for it, and then the actress, I am not going to pretend to understand the full situation. I looked into it a little bit. She essentially said something in an interview about she was trying to make what Black Panther was for Black people. She was trying to make Captain Marvel that for women, which it wasn't even close to the same thing.
Kind of, but it wasn't like the same level whatsoever.
It wasn't.
I will say that, but it's more of like the surrounding circumstance around the movie and like little snippets here and there, but that were like, yeah, women. But yeah, I can see how that would be a little bit much.
My personal issue with Captain Marvel, besides the actress, any of that stuff, is that this whole time she's being like held back and she has like this like trauma, right? And she can't control anything and her emotions are like, you know, she doesn't quite have PTSD, but similar to what they're alluding to. And then all of a sudden she has decided to not feel the emotions anymore and she's fine and it's never talked about again and she just kicks people's asses and that's it, and that's the whole thing.
It's like I never saw this until you pointed this out, because to me, like when I like watched it, I wasn't like, oh yeah, she's got PTSD. You know what I mean? Like it was like the recalls, like being like, oh, what is this memory? Why am I thinking this right now? I got that where you could pull that. But I do totally get where you're coming from of like, she's suddenly cured of her trauma. You know what I mean? Like that, but that's a super common and really annoying trope where like you're suddenly cured and we're bored of you having this trauma, so we're gonna move on now.
And the reason that Iron Man is my favorite is because he isn't that trope.
It comes back to it.
It always comes back to it. It's a very common thing. You know, he was like he was traumatized when he was kidnapped, and then he was traumatized again when he had to like go into space by himself and he thought he was going to die and he fell back to Earth and basically died and all this stuff. And so then it just keeps on calling back to that. Captain Marvel is a throwaway. In my opinion, you could throw Captain Marvel out of the MCU, and
yeah. So she's what is that? There's a type of like storytelling that's really weak, and it's called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like divine intervention, basically. Okay. Where, hey, you know, all of the odds are stacked against this character, but I, the writer, have decided that it's God's will for this character to not die or whatever. And so divine intervention happens. I don't need to explain it because it's mystical. And and she's not that, but she is like a very similar thing where it's like, oh, Captain Marvel just came in and it's fine now. You know what I mean? Oh, they've got Captain Marvel on the phone. We're taking care of it now. And now they're just writing out in like one line something that could be entertaining to watch. You know what I mean? Because she's like, this is the same reason why Superman sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he's too powerful, he's too awesome, and I don't want to watch the good guy never struggle. You know what I mean? And she's basically there as like, they gave her this movie so that people could be entertained by seeing this character again. But she's just in there to fix messes now. They're like, yeah, this thing that's really complicated, I don't want to show that. That's a lot of work. Captain Marvel came in. Now you don't need to worry about it anymore. I would have liked to, you know, have a plot line where they actually address that problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think if they did that in Captain Marvel 2, I think it might redeem it for me, but I still wouldn't like the first one. I would only like the second one. And I don't have high expectations of Marvel to do that.
I don't think they're ever going to make another Captain Marvel. I think they're just going to be like, yeah, we just wanted to explain this thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're just like, yeah, she's just like this plot device now.
Hey, I have a tangent really quick.
Okay.
From something about Superman. It's a fun fact. Did you know that there's more than one type of kryptonite?
Isn't there like, oh, I was thinking of the Green Lantern and yellow. There's not a yellow thing. That's okay.
There's only one kryptonite that matters in this situation.
Is it his razor? Because I know about that. Okay, I'll explain that one to you later.
When Superman is exposed to pink kryptonite, he becomes gay.
What?
Yeah.
Is that like official?
It's in like the comics. He basically he is exposed to pink kryptonite and he completely ignores Lois, his girlfriend, and is very interested in James Olsen.
Wow. Okay, I want to explain the razor to you.
Yeah.
That's the only way he can shave. That's it. At one point they were like, wait a second. He's impenetrable. He's unbreakable. How does he shave? That's a problem. Kryptonite razors.
Kryptonite razors. Wow. Wouldn't that just... Yeah, that's a plot hole.
See, this is the thing. They built up too many, like they made this character too perfect, and then they wrote themselves into a hole they had to get out of in a really weird way. When people are like, but I would be a lot more interested in not seeing him be successful all the time because that's not relatable. Then they're like, well, here's the problem. We made him perfect. I don't know how to get out of that. So I'm going to have to come up with crap. So, yeah.
Can I ask you a Marvel question, bringing it back?
Yeah.
Have you seen Civil War, right?
Yeah. I don't like that movie. I've watched it once and I put up with being in that theater.
Do you understand the premise behind Team Captain America or Team Iron Man?
I mean, I don't like Captain America. He is too much of a goody two shoes. If we're talking like Umbrella Academy, he's like one who's like this perfect boy, and of course he does everything right. And then when he is upset, he's a little brat about it. Anyways.
Yep. I've seen Umbrella Academy. I got you.
Yeah, he's very frustrating as a character. I'm very tired of this handsome blonde boy who's super perfect and is really nice and just doesn't do anything wrong, because when they do put their foot down, it's over something that is they think they're taking the moral high ground, but they're actually doing something really stupid.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's like, yeah, you can't just, like, what you're saying is cool in a vacuum, but if you take the application of it, you're being a stupid butt munch. And you're being really annoying, and I'm tired of you. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's how I feel about it. But I know you really, really like Iron Man. I'm not into Iron Man. I'm not into Captain America. I don't like that movie. And so, because I just don't want to watch either of them on the screen for that long. So
Yeah, I could watch Iron Man 3 for. I have watched Iron Man
I've
3 over and
seen
over and
bits
over
of
again.
it because Tim was home.
That movie's so good.
And he was watching it because he knew I wasn't home. And I came home to the middle of him watching it. And so I've seen some of it.
Iron Man 3 is an amazing movie. Simply, this isn't even the superhero application of this movie. Like, take out the superhero aspect. This is a genuine movie that displays what it's like to have PTSD and how it affects it, like how it affects you. It doesn't do like the cheesy flashbacks. It's not just randomly like you're laying in bed and the fan is like, turning into a helicopter thing, It's not like those cheesy things. That movie is genuinely like, it's the first time the reason I love Iron Man, the first time I watched a movie and I was like, oh, wait, like people do understand what PTSD is.
Mhm.
They just make it cheesy for movie purposes.
Yeah.
And this movie doesn't. It's the whole reason I love Iron Man.
Is this okay? Because I haven't seen all of this. So, Pipe Man, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Doesn't it kind of lend to like, hey, this is inconvenient? Like, this isn't like just entertaining for you. Like, this isn't just like a device to make things dramatic. It sucks and it comes randomly and like,
Yeah.
sucks to suck. I guess you're freaking out now, even though you don't really want to be.
Yeah. Which is exactly what PTSD is.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is like when it first like really, really hits, he's in a restaurant and it happens and he goes into his suit that was parked outside and he's like, Jarvis, am I having like a heart attack or something? Because like that's how it makes you feel. He's like, no, it seems like you've had some sort of like panic attack or something. And then it's not, nobody brings up, do you have PTSD except for the little kid that he meets.
Yeah.
He's like, do you have PTSD? And like pestering him with all of these questions while he's like having a PTSD attack. And like every time that he has an attack, he has to like separate himself from everybody. He goes and like shoves his face in the snow or shoves snow in his face or like flies away in the suit or something like. And it happens in public, it happens in private. He has a nightmare and he accidentally summons the Iron Man suit to attack Pepper. Like all of this stuff. What'd you say?
That's inconvenient.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's not like Marvel's looking at it going like, wow, it would be convenient for him to have a PTSD attack right now. It's like, hey, what point in the movie we don't need to include? Them sleeping.
Mhm.
But do you know what we can include to show what it's like? All that stuff. And the other fascinating thing too, which you and I've had a lot of conversations about, is when people are trying to run away from anxiety or PTSD, they kind of obsess over something, and they show that. I think he winds up with like, God, I'm gonna get it so wrong, but like 50 Iron Man suits, but in between Avengers and the Iron Man 3, he has built so many different marks. He has actually gone from one that Jarvis is like putting on him, which is the Avengers movie, to installing like little like nano basically tracking tech for the suit to fly onto him. So that's how many like technological advances he's made. Like he hasn't slept in like 72 hours. All of this stuff, which is why I like Iron Man. I don't like Iron Man because he's like billionaire fancy boy, but like it's the first movie that I ever watched where I was like, oh
yeah,
like this is somebody that has something that I have.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a superhero movie. Like, obviously, like, I'm not going to be Iron Man, but like, wow, this is a successful person being shown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and it's
anyways.
like, and also just like seeing a thing that like is more emotionally the same thing that, I don't know, just something you can relate to. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, it's very rewarding to see that be like, no, I am continuing to relate to this as we go on. It's
Yep.
not just at the beginning and it's not just at the end, or like it was at the beginning, but all the parts that are meant to be more entertaining, now I don't understand this anymore. Because that's like the thing that sucks, is when you go, oh, like this part, they don't want to talk about this part anymore because that's not fun enough for
Yep.
them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's really really for me interesting when I see like anxiety portrayed in a way that like feels like how I feel when I'm really scared to talk to somebody or something. Like I'm like, oh, this is the exact social conversation where I would be freaking out right now. And it's very validating to see like a character freak out in the same way. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And the nice thing too is, like, I mean, you've seen the later Iron Man, you've seen
Yeah.
Age of Ultron, you've seen all that stuff. It's
Yeah,
not
I mean, I don't
dropped.
remember it enough.
Yeah, but like, it's definitely not like, oh, Iron Man's completely fine. His
Mhm.
mental health is great. I mean, and this is spoilers. If you haven't seen Endgames, mute your
Maybe
phone.
you should go watch it because it's been a minute. But
It's been a long time. But it's why he sacrifices himself, because in the first Avengers movie, um, before he has like this PTSD from the Avengers movie, Steve Rogers is like, "You're never the one to lay down your life on the line for everybody else." And then is in Age of Ultron, it's shown that these aliens have freaked him out, and he's terrified of losing everything that he loves. And in Iron Man 3, he's making the Iron Man suits because he's so freaked out that they're going to get Pepper. And then he sacrifices himself to save uh, everybody that he loves, which is all of the Avengers and his daughter and his wife. Did you not know that?
no, I knew that. It's
Yeah.
just, well, actually, I didn't know like all of it. I just knew
Mm.
that like it was very much like a Iron Man this is the character arc here. He's gone from a more seemingly selfish character to obviously not anymore. He's
Yeah.
died for
And,
everybody. So
and what shapes him is the PTSD and like growing through that, but also like he just lives in this fear of PTSD a lot, and like always trying to atone for, I messed up. And like once he gets like this PTSD and like this trauma, like these traumatic things happen to him, his whole focus is, I'm not messing up like that again. And then whenever he does, he beats himself up 10 times more than everybody else. Which is why a lot of people relate to Team Cap, because they think that Iron Man is being very unreasonable with how he's trying to, like, these Sokovia Accords, like, it's the right thing for us to do. And they're like, well, why would it be the right thing for us to do? Captain America's just defending his friend. And it's because Iron Man lives in this, like, fear and, like, this constant thought of, how can I make everything right, because I'm constantly messing up and I just want to do the best.
yeah.
So
Civil War was technically a Captain America movie, right?
yes.
Okay, this proves that you don't need to know anything about what the argument is, okay? Other than it is a quarrel between two friends. One must change their mind because they're both superheroes. They can't both be right. One's gotta break or bend or whatever, right? But they're both good guys, so there's got to be a compromise or something. Like, it's not like one's gonna kill the other, like the other one's a villain or something.
Yeah.
It is a Captain America movie, therefore, in the beginning, he was wrong. Because he's the one that has to have an arc.
Yep.
Like, if we're just talking character things, like, Iron Man does not need to have an arc for this to be a functioning story. Like, he does not need to realize, oh, I was wrong. I was so stupid. Now I need to go do the right thing. That's a thing for the main character of the movie. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Captain America was wrong.
Yes.
There you
Yeah.
go.
It's just very fascinating to me too, because I loved Captain America growing up, like when I was little, and then I gained PTSD. I collected it like a Pokemon card, and trauma. I choose you. Anyways,
I'm just imagining you being like, all right, just sneaking this into my sleeve right here. Oh, I got it now.
got that PTSD.
I've collected you.
And then I learned what PTSD was and all that stuff, and I really didn't like Iron Man until I think it was during COVID.
Honestly,
maybe.
though, like that.
No, it was before COVID.
Like Iron Man and like PTSD and just mental health in general is like a big like reason why people love Iron Man. Not necessarily like, oh, I like the idea of this rich dude who's like really cool and he's also a superhero. Like that's not relatable. So that's not why a lot of people are like, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah.
And it's funny because then people are like, oh, well, what about Batman? Batman has a very different character.
I was just about to say, yeah, he's got like, if you want a dark superhero, which a lot of people like, then there you go. There's Batman.
Yeah.
You know,
Iron
very
Man
different.
Iron Man is very much about like the weight of the world is on his shoulders type of thing. And Batman kind of is, but he doesn't handle it. He doesn't surround himself with people.
He's like the only superhero where I think vigilante. That's a vigilante
Green Arrow.
story.
Green Arrow.
I don't care about DC that much. So like
Green
Arrow does not cross my mind. Also, like I watched one episode of the TV show and I was like, the CW sucks. Okay.
That's fair. It's all gone downhill. That's fair.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would love to. You know how you made me watch Atlantis?
Yeah.
I really want to show you Iron Man 3 because I think you would understand, knowing me so well, and even like with your comic.
Yeah, it's true.
I think you would appreciate Iron Man 3 because it's not a repeat of everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I've seen like the last third of it at least.
Yeah, you need to see the whole thing.
I've not seen the whole thing. I have not seen the beginning. I've seen patches and seen somebody gave a TED Talk at school about how they're like, I'm Iron Man because I have PTSD. And they played like...
What?
Yeah, they were like, I'm Iron Man. Yeah, that was like the hook.
That's awesome.
It was honestly like it was a speech you would have given proudly. Yeah. It was she was like, I can't remember, she like was like, I'm terrified of spiders, I have this flaw, but I'm Iron Man.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that does sound like an intro I would use.
Yeah.
Why haven't I?
You just give it to the same school and nobody will know. Just be like, I'm Iron Man. All right, let me give you my speech.
Everybody that has listened to this podcast now. Yeah, we need to watch it. You have to watch it with me.
Okay, I'll watch it with you.
Because I think you'll... I always love watching that movie.
And you can give like bonus commentary. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let you have that.
It is a Christmas movie.
Not a Christmas movie.
Define a Christmas. We'll get into this
it's
later.
It's about Christmas. For starters.
Watch this whole movie. You will genuinely understand. Oh, crap. That could very much be a Christmas. There's like literally a Christmas. There's a little bow.
Christmas must be.
There's included. A little. It is, man.
No, like in the moral of the story, it's like it's not a Christmas story if it's not about like, oh yeah, I should remember the reason for the season, or oh, family, it's very important, even though every time I eat dinner with them, I hate them, or love. I didn't think I cared about anybody. But after I met this handsome boy at a Christmas party, wow, love is important. Those are Christmas movies. They've got to
Okay.
have real cheesy, altruistic type morals of the stories that are very clear at the end. Don't leave your kid in the house, for one. Lock your doors. Don't leave the sink on.
Apparently, teach your kids some good self-defense.
Yep.
Hope your
That's
kid is smart enough
That
to
is the
defend
best
himself.
Christmas movie, by the way. And the kid in me who's like angry at my parents would be like, yeah, one day, who knows? Well, what if some murderers come by? Then you'll feel bad for being a jerk to me. That's
You like thought that as a
little
kid.
6-year. Yeah, like the same with a Christmas Story with the bunny suit. You'll shoot your eye out. The whole time he's like, everybody's mean to me. You know what though? And he has these daydreams of like, what if one day this happens to me? Then they'll be really upset that they were mean to me.
Mhm.
That is just
I
perfect
grew up on, like,
validation of
the
that story.
claymation.
No, those are
Christmas.
boring. My mom liked those, and I was like, this
You
is an
know
old
what?
person movie.
Never mind. That's not a Christmas movie, I don't think.
Hmm.
The boss. This is movie plot explained badly with Kayla. The boss is a Canadian. She's on a work
The
visa.
Proposal.
How did you get that? So
Such a
fast?
good movie because I watched it 3
Is it
times in the
Christmas?
movie theater. No,
Is it
it is
Christmas?
not.
Okay.
It is just in Alaska in the
feels
winter. I'm pretty sure
It
it
feels
doesn't.
Hallmark Christmas. It
Oh,
feels.
It's
it
so
feels
much better
Hallmark.
than Hallmark because Hallmark sucks and is stupid.
That's
And
true.
this has Ryan Reynolds in it, and he's hilarious.
I thought so.
This is
I
the
was
first
gonna
movie
say
I watched
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds, and I remember as a teenager being like, this is a handsome fellow. Wow, he's really funny. And being like, this is the perfect love interest because he's really funny, like the whole time.
Dude, I'm gonna find a streaming service to watch that movie on now.
Can we watch that?
And Iron Man 3?
Yeah, can we watch The Proposal first, though?
I just told you this like movie that has like such deep meaning to
I
me.
know.
It's explain the whole thing, and you're like, but Ryan Reynolds is hot.
Tim doesn't like rom-coms, so I can't watch it because
I will.
even though that's
totally
such a
watch rom-coms
genuinely
with you.
funny movie, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's hard to get him to watch any kind of rom-com, even if it's like no, like take the rom out of the com, it's still
Mhm.
good. Like yeah. Anyways,
That's amazing. I need to. There's a couple. When we're off the air, I have another rom-com for you to. I'll watch with you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was like, I don't watch movies by myself. My brain tells me that's a waste of time. So I take myself out of watching movies by myself for sure.
I remember when I first got like the black Bluetooth headphones that I had that like looped around my ear. I was a TA. And I sat in the front of the classroom because I had to grade. And I definitely just put Iron Man 3 off to where it was like hidden behind my laptop and like the other computers.
Like months at work with the office.
Yeah. It was great. Anyways.
And the new guy at work does that all the time. He's like, oh, it's like about the time where I start watching a movie. And I was like, what? And he's like, no, like it's off to the side. I do stuff.
Like focusing. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast.
You're welcome.
And we had a lot of stuff to talk about for somebody who's.
Oh boy, we did.
I'm glad that you're starting to come around about Marvel. And I'm fully aware that we will be in the theater together when Spider-Man No Way Home comes out.
Ooh. Okay, yeah.
We've talked about it. We were there when Black Widow came out.
Just remembered all the cool stuff about that movie. Oh gosh. I
Episode-
just remembered
separate episode.
Okay. Anyways.
Separate episode. We'll revisit
Yup.
it when we go see it because we'll be in town. So when we go see it, we'll revisit it.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see you on our next episode.
Bye.
Bye. We made a podcast.
Oh boy, are we long-winded for that 5-minute podcast.
For that he
What's
said he was
wrong
going to
with
listen
us?
to the whole thing. He was like,
You said
guys
the A
just-
word in a school assignment, Kayla. So you gotta go cut that, I guess.
Do I actually?
Yes, you did. I remember being.
No, I know I said it. I remember saying it.
It's a
I don't think I
school
have to cut it.
assignment. You
I don't think I have to cut it.
definitely have to cut it.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% confident you gotta cut that.
I definitely
It's
have
a
heard.
school
I
assignment.
definitely have heard that word from professors.
When they're giving class at this school.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have so many conversations with professors. I can't tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think bleeping it's gonna make it worse.
bleeping's gonna make it worse. You gotta either do the silent bleep. You can record over. You can do a tiny, you can say but like 7 times, pick the right but with the right intonation, put it over, or you can just cut out that comment. We can like, I'm talking and then suddenly I'm talking again. Multiple ways to cut it. You've got options. It really depends on how it sounded.
I really have to.
I am pretty confident. It is a school assignment, young lady.
That's so stupid. So stupid. I can't bleep it. Bleeping is gonna be 10 times
Bleeping will
worse.
be worse.
Because
You can
bleeping is they're gonna
silent
think
bleep.
that I said a way worse word.
Yeah. I would say voiceover. Do a voiceover. Just record that you saying that sentence in the same intonation, but saying but or whatever instead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't remember what sentence. I
I'm
don't
gonna
remember
be
what it
completely
was.
honest with you. My intent was to download this episode as an MP3, cut it, and just turn it in.
Yeah.
No editing. Just
Well, you did this to yourself, young lady.
that's not a bad word.
It's literally a curse word.
It's not a curse word.
It's not if you're talking about a donkey. That's about it. It's literally a curse word.
Whatever. Anyways, I think I remember after I said it, I was like, damn. And of course I couldn't say that because I was still on. I was like, it's gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's literally no, like, if I correct it, like, if I go back and correct it right now, I'm going to make it worse for myself because I'm not going to be able to cut out all of this stuff. And so I just went with it.
It's really hard to do that. I think the best bet would be either to cut out that part of the conversation, or to voice over you saying something else.
I don't have audio editing software.
They don't give you
No.
Audacity or
Audition?
Audition. Audacity is something else, and I don't know what it is, but it is a program.
No, they don't give us anything. I have to do it all.
Audition?
Yeah, I have to literally do it all on my own. So now I
You
have to
do
go
it on
find a
campus.
program,
You
learn
go
to
on
lose it.
campus.
Yeah, I have to bring
They
my
do.
headset for sure.
Yeah.
They can't, and then they're just gonna hear me say jerk. But
You just say it a bunch of times until you find the one that sounds right.
I'm just gonna sit over in the corner. But
Yeah. You should do it here though, because then it'll still have the same background noise.
I know.
Just like film another audio bit on, I don't know.
Maybe if I just say buttholes enough right now, I won't have to refilm.
But I don't know what the context, I don't know what you said. I can't remember other than you said the A word.
I literally just said like
You
there are a bunch
were
of
talking-
buttholes.
You were talking about
What was I talking
Captain
about?
America, right? We were talking about Civil War.
Yeah. 1 second. We're about to have a viewer, and it's gonna be me. Ooh, that's trippy.
Can you hear me and you? Or do you hear me echo?
No.
Echo.
1 second. Can you hear me? Emily, can you hear this at all?
I just heard, like, really quietly.
Oh, I was talking
I'm so
about, was it
excited now.
before or after Gay Superman?
That was the squeal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was I squealing about? I don't
Listen,
know when it was after. I don't know. I can hear my high-pitched voice.
Whatever. We're just gonna hope that one of the times that I
Yeah.
corrected and said buttholes,
Yeah.
that I can grab that little piece. That's so stupid. I never have to watch my language on this channel.
I
I
know.
mean, I definitely do. You've hung out with me. I definitely do.
I
watch
mean,
my
you
language
do
on this
watch your
channel.
language a little bit, but like,
Yeah, when you come over to my house, it's definitely not watched, and I'm
no,
very sorry.
I don't mind. I don't care. I'm pretty
know.
sure that one day I'm going to sit you down and actually show you the stuff that I watch, and you'll be like, Emily, the language. And I'll be like, yeah, it doesn't bother me.
That's hilarious.
As you don't laugh.
Sorry,
It's really
I'm
funny.
trying to find where I said assholes.
I make a note of pointing out when people say that's hilarious. And that's it. Like, it's a lot of people I watch or whatever, they go, that's really funny. Like deadpanned.
I was talking. I was literally talking, and I had
you were
myself muted.
definitely muted.
I was trying to find the thing, and
I'm not making fun of you. I just think it's really funny when people do that. When they go, that's really funny. I can't even like hold it long enough.
I'm just in my head.
I know.
I feel like I am a walking TV show sometimes.
Yeah.
Our friend group is.
We've decided you and your friends are you and your friends are like it's not like, okay, I don't want it to sound like you guys are like a hive of drama, but like you guys would be very interesting to turn into a TV show.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
What? I want to know now.
I thought so. I hovered over live viewers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it said my YouTube channel and a 1, and that's what I was watching it on. And I thought that we were going to be able to see everybody who was watching, and we can't. It's just telling me how many that I have. No, it's just telling me how many because it's my channel. It's just telling me how many. So, anyways,
we've gone over again.
We have.
Wow, no way.
Holy shoot, we've gone over by a lot. Thank you for helping me with my school assignment.
Yeah.
I just have to refilm that.
You saying butthole?
I've said butthole enough. I just honestly, for comedic purposes, I might take that little snippet where you said butthole and overlay it on my word.
Butthole. Use that one.
And just overlay it. Honestly, if we don't have it now, I'm not even gonna.
You're like, it's not worth it.
If he listens to the whole 40-minute long podcast, 40 minutes, when we only had to record 5.
Yeah.
Where we had background music. We had intro music. And a name for the podcast.
Did you see my face? Did you see how hard I was struggling?
I thought it was amazing.
I was like, at the end, I was like, we did it. I'm okay.
Like, I literally just kept my camera off. And then I said addition, and then you didn't stop. And I was like, shoot.
Long note.
And so then I just started going. I was like, I'm just gonna keep talking because I think that her mind is like just blanked.
I was like, I was so nervous that I was like, oh crap, I gotta stop now. And so I was like, all right, it's a long note. That's how you know it's over. You know what I mean? They do that sometimes, but there's a pause. Anyways, we're still going over. So
if you want to find my stuff, go to Davis Assembled if you want to be a part of more of mine and Emily's random little topics.
Yeah.
Because apparently, honestly, I had more fun in this art check episode than I've had in a bit.
It's because there was some adrenaline in there.
there was Marvel. We got to talk
It was
about
Marvel, but for
Marvel.
me, I had some adrenaline because I was very scared to
Mess up my
you know,
school
stage
assignments.
fright. Emily was like, "Ah!" And then once I stopped singing, I like just got to ride the little adrenaline high of like, wow, I have energy. Whoa.
I think I genuinely am very happy that you chose the Marvel topic. I didn't think you would, but I'm
I
pretty
could gripe
happy.
more.
I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It was
Yeah.
a gripe session for you for a bit.
Yeah.
And then we had
got a
some
positive spin at the end.
yeah, we had some like genuine talks about why I love Marvel, and I think it genuinely maybe gave you a little bit of respect for Iron Man.
Yeah.
And just a little, not a lot, but I feel like I've made a slight impact, and that's what matters to me.
Yeah.
And if you want to know what grade I've gotten on this assignment, just kidding. Come back to the YouTube channel. I'll definitely be telling Emily. And unless I get like an F, like you guys went too long.
Then you just lie and tell us you got an A. Whatever.
That's true. I'll tell you the real thing off the air.
Yeah.
And then if you want to find Emily's stuff, go to @Guminelli. Look at her name. I messed up in the podcast, guys. I
What?
called her Emily.
That's okay. That's actually my name.
I know, but I'm wrong.
It's okay.
But anyways, check that out. And then irisagency.com. They're not happening right now, but go check out.
But there's a lot to
their
go
website.
watch.
There's a
Like,
lot
if
to
you
go
wanna
watch.
Watch them.
Go give Corey Kerr and Joshua Campbell a follow on any of their socials, especially
Some
their
comments.
YouTubes.
Yeah.
Some comments. They're taking an indefinite long break, but they will be back.
Yeah.
I have zero doubt. They haven't officially said they'll be back, but I personally have zero doubt in my mind that they will be coming back.
Yeah. It's I guess we don't haven't been
We're not gonna
told
talk
about this on the air, but it's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be great, and they're gonna come back. But
Yeah.
we're not gonna go into it because
No.
that's not our place. But
It's not.
still, go follow them. Go. Well, I guess they're on their own YouTube channels now. They're not doing the Iris YouTube channel anymore.
You can also just like you might learn more about what's going on if you just go follow them on social media as well. Like
We're not bringing the drama.
No, we're not
We're
bringing
just saying
any
go.
tea.
Yeah.
But if you're curious or whatever, you might know what's going on if you go.
Yeah.
Just go follow them anyways. They make art, okay?
They make really amazing art. It's called the Indie
Yeah.
Review Show. They talk about comics. They talk about indie comics though. So we're here
Mhm.
talking about Marvel.
Indie.
They're not talking about
They're not
Marvel.
talking about Marvel. They're talking about better stuff than that.
Disagree. But I think that the stuff that they show is equal. I no, and the cool thing is that they go into like the details that normal people wouldn't see,
Right.
because they are superior when it comes to noticing stuff in comics and art and everything. So seriously,
And it's
go
kind
check
of like
them out.
they're for at least like I would say the first like 10 episodes are like this is our comics upbringing. These are the impactful comics that mattered to us when we started paying attention to comics.
Mhm.
And it's influenced our artwork or like our interests and whatever. So
Yeah, and they're the whole reason that we do 48-hour art check. It was their thing. They came up with it. They did 200, I want to say like 50 or something episodes.
I thought you were gonna say 200. I'm like, we are getting there. 250 is a little bit farther away.
Still, but they came up with art check, and so if you like art check, theirs is obviously a lot more art centered topics most of the time.
They're a little bit more on topic.
Yeah, they're a bit more on topic. But go check them out because they're the whole reason that I decided to start an art check, and then brought Emily on, and she's been here the whole time and will continue to be here. And just go check them out. Other than that,
That was really long.
That was.
How do we do this?
We will see you.
Goodbye.
Other than that, we will see you guys on Monday. Bye.